What's happening, sports fans? Thanks for joining Mama and Papa Joe's. It's Friday evening. This weekend is Mama Joe's birthday. So, but we're going to be busy both Saturday and Sunday, so we're actually going to have birthday dinner tonight. I picked up a couple of nice Tomahawk steaks and a couple of 3 pounds of some king crab legs. So it's going to be good eats tonight. Tomahawk steaks are one of my favorites to cook. They look awesome with that long bone, but man, they can be pretty expensive. I don't think you get your money's worth. These two that I picked up were running something like $12.50 a pound. I don't think you get your money's worth simply because of that big bone that you're buying. I'm sure your dog will appreciate it. My dog does. But a lot of what you're paying for is that long bone. But that's what makes it so awesome to cook. It becomes somewhat of a showpiece. These two that I picked up today, man, are prime grade. Earlier this morning, I prepped these and I salted them. What I call a dry brine. I think it's a great idea to salt your steaks a little early. When I say a little early, I'm talking 5, 6, 7 hours early. What that salt does is it draws moisture out of these steaks. And over that 5-7 hour period, that moisture will be reabsorbed back into the steak, taking the salt with it. These steaks are 2.25 pounds and about 2.25 inches thick. So in terms of seasoning, you're going to be able to get the seasonings directly on the exterior. But to get that seasoning a little deeper in where it's more important, requires some outside the box thinking. So salted early is what it does that. You'll notice that when it comes out of the fridge, it's going to be a little tacky. It's going to be nice and cherry red, but it should be fairly dry. And that's a good indication that your mission has been accomplished. That you've actually got some salt deeper into that meat, and it will end up with a much more savory product in the end. But again, both of these are absolutely beautiful, man. I'm really looking forward to cooking these. Today we're going to be cooking them on my Timberline 850. Great little pit, large enough, small enough for 2 steaks and large enough for 3 or 4 briskets. So I really love cooking on it. We're going to be doing the reverse sear method. My only way of cooking steaks now. Actually smoking at 225 for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then cranking that Timberline up to 500 plus degrees, slapping some grill grates on there, and actually achieving some nice char marks. A lot of people don't think you can get them on a Traeger, but you absolutely can, and we're going to see that today. So without further ado, let's look at seasoning these steaks. The first thing I'm going to do with these steaks is to brush them with a little olive oil. You don't need a whole lot. A little goes a long way. Now, to get a little more detail into the salting, I want you to think about how much salt you would put on this steak total. How much total salt you would put on this steak. If it's a tablespoon and a half, you would put about half of that on that steak at that 5 hour mark, 6 hour mark, 7 hour mark. So you want to put about half of the total amount of salt you're going to put. You're not going to rinse that salt off. It's going to be a part of your seasoning. You're not rinsing it off. Now you would come back during your seasoning period and actually add that additional half of the salt that you left out. So half goes on to dry brine and the other half to season. I love black pepper and salt. Love black pepper and salt. I make my own combination. Heavy crack. Heavy cracked black pepper and kosher salt. I'm going to come down with a little bit of Boar's Night double garlic butter as my base. You want to make sure you season the sides. Woo. I'm always so sensitive when the seasoning dust gets to flying. Again, don't be shy. This is a thick piece of meat. Get the sides. And then I'm going to come back with my heavy crack. Again, thick piece of meat. It can take a lot of seasonings, folks. It can take a lot of seasoning. Don't be afraid. Oh, that looks great. That looks absolutely beautiful. I didn't have to trim very much of this, these two steaks. The butcher did a pretty good job, but I will look at it, and if I see anything hanging off, if I see any areas of some heavy fat, I will knock that off. But this butcher did a pretty good job on these two tomahawks, so I didn't have to do very much trimming. Pat that down, come back over. You want both sides to taste good, so you're going to absolutely season both sides. Man. All right, so we're going to give these a couple of 10-15 minutes. I've got the Traeger going right now, preheating 225. We're going to smoke these for about, like I said, 45 to 60 minutes, an hour. We're looking to get them up into the neighborhood of 115 to 120. And then from there, we're going to crank that Traeger up and try to finish these right around 130. So come on back in about 20 minutes and we'll make this happen. Thanks. All right, folks, we've hit our magic temp, 225. I've got this 850 on super smoke. Like I said, it's going to take these babies anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, 2 1/4 inches thick. That's all I need right there. See you guys in about 45 minutes. We're going to do our first check. Come on back, guys, and let's make this happen. All right, here we are, sports fans. We're right at an hour, man, and we are looking at about this one's a little over 118, not a problem. This one is 115 on the dot, 116. So we're good to go. We're getting ready to pull these. We're gonna let them rest a little bit. And while they're resting, we're gonna crank this this 850 up to max 500. We're gonna crank it to cremate. That was just a little over 5 minutes. Correction, just a little over an hour and 5 minutes. All right, we're gonna let these rest, and I will set up the 850 with my grill grates, and we will see you back here shortly. All right, folks, we're back. It took this 850 about 10 minutes to get to 500, and I let it sit another 10 minutes just to get those grill grates nice and hot. And so it took 20 minutes total, and I think we're ready. You hear that sizzle? Give it a good press to make sure we're getting good contact. All right, we're going to be looking at about 1 minute. We'll crisscross another minute, then flip and execute in the same manner. See you in a little bit. All right, sports fan, that's been right about 2 minutes. I've already crisscrossed. Let's see what we've got. Oh man, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. Yes, sir. I'll take that. All right. So another 2 minutes. 1 minute, then crisscross. 2 minutes, and we should be good to go. See you back here in a little bit. Thanks. Welcome back, folks. It's been right at 2 minutes, and we're going to give these a once over. Man, 1:30 on the dot. I am loving that. So we're getting ready to pull these and call it a night. Actually, before we call it a night, we're going to put some crab legs on this hot grill. Couple of 5-7 minutes to warm those up. I've got some compound butter in there with some garlic, some parsley, some oregano, salt, pepper, and some lime juice. It's gonna be awesome. See you back here in a couple of minutes. All right, folks, just pull the crabs off. It took these steaks a good 20-minute rest while the crabs warmed up. So let's look at slicing and see what we got. Oh man, the juices coming off of this thing, just absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. This particular steak had a much larger spinalis in comparison to the second one. But very important that you allow your meats to rest. That way the liquids inside have a chance to relax, and they're not in such a hurry to exit the meat when you slice. If you were to slice hot meat, that liquid just comes flying out of there, and you will lose a lot of the juices. So I always like to start at the spinalis. Man, this thing is slicing so nicely, beautifully cooked. I couldn't ask for much more than this. Love the way it looks, love the way it feels. We've got our daughter here along with her boyfriend, so we're going to end up slicing both of these steaks. Normally, Mom and I, we'll only eat maybe 3/4 of one. And we'll nibble on the second one 2, 3, 4 days sometimes. But this is an absolutely beautiful steak. That nice pink, those juices just flowing. You can't ask for much more than that right there. That is absolutely beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So we're gonna come back here, grab the second one. Ooh, that is beautiful. I love that. Oh, we're not gonna let those juices go to waste either. Get in there. And we're gonna come back, slice number 2. This one, I'm going to take off the bone before slicing. Just slice right along the bone. Starting at the spinalis again. Oh my goodness. The juices coming off of this thing, impressive. Man, this is gonna be good eats. This is gonna be good eats. So I'm gonna make I'll make a little platter on my cutting board. Check back with me shortly and tell me what you think. Thanks. And we're back. You know, we absolutely had to have some greens on this platter. There's our chimichurri. This is gonna be some good eats. Crab legs, baked potatoes, tomahawk steaks, and some chimichurri. We're about to throw down. We've got my daughter here and her boyfriend. So this is going to be plenty, folks. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with Mama and Papa Joe's. Please be on the lookout for our next video. And if you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, it's right there below. What are you waiting on? Hook a brother up. Hook a brother up. Y'all take care and be safe. Holler at me when you get a chance. See ya.